And let's go. This is an Aztec War. Okay, interesting. Aztec War is always interesting, of course. Oh, unfortunately for Tribal, we've got 4 ships and 1 boar in the corner of the map. That can be maybe a problem to find them. At least 1 boar might be seen. Yep. And the scout is just not exploring at all, I would say. Almost stuck in the same area. But fortunately, Tribal did find three deers. That might help. And Pharaon's side, it looks to be way better. The map is clearly decent. It does have one unique big forest, I would say, close to the TC. There is nothing in the bottom. Well, when I cast Tribal versus Pharaon, I feel in peace, I would say, because I don't care much who is gonna win. I know that at the end, the worst thing which could happen is a tie. Okay, the burrow was found. 3 over the 4 ships in the corner are found too, so it's fine for Tribal. Oh, it was 1 villager, like an idiot. Fortunately, it's not Gus, or the boar will be already dead, I guess. And Pharaon is late to explore. Maybe too much focused on luring the deer to the TC. Pharaon should be the first attacking. That's the case. He does have a small advantage in the military population. But it's gonna be a mixed archer plus skirmishers versus full skirmishers. And the funny part in this early tournament for Tribal is the fact that it lost the 1v1 versus Odette in the final stage round 1, and it lost the 1v1 versus Viper. So it looks like the 1v1 is not the best setting for Tribal, despite the fact that it won the King of Arabia tournament as told by Alpha Snoop recently. And it looks like Tribal is recovering and actually able to counterattack. And and the unique forest in the front can be actually a problem for Pharaon. And I would say the game is pretty close, almost the same military population both sides, a pretty small advantage in the civilian population for Tribal. And Tribal managed to be faster in researching Castle Age. Okay. Well, but now it's 21 units versus 13. And here we go for some micro for Pharaon. Not great, I would say. Pharaon is just crossing its units. Okay. It can be closer, man. 14 military population for boss. Elite skirmishers is researched. The music for some reason just froze. Okay. So we've got Elite skirmishers plus Eagles for blue, and same composition for Pharaon. Pharaon attempted to hit and run, but there is actually already too many units for its opponents. Kill ratio is better for Tribal, but for some reason Pharaon managed to have way more units. And the third TC is gonna be really exposed. And it looks like this game is gonna be won by Pharaon, which is ahead in the civilian population at this point. Well, a fourth TC, good for Pharaon. It's actually 46 versus 2, and a third coming soon. And in fact, Tribal is just outplayed in this game. Okay, it's attacking with the skirmishers in the side, and the other side we've got the push with the girls. And Tribal should resign soon now. Okay, 1-0 for Pharaon. At least Pharaon needs points. Well, Pharaon is not supposed to train that many skirmishers, but of course if the opponent is skir meta, Pharaon is just adapting, and the games can turn this way with Pharaon versus Maya or versus Tribal. It is expected. So the next one is going to be the 4v4. I think that Tribal should win that one because Tribal is more aggressive than Pharaon. Pharaon is supposed to be half aggressive, half trying to develop its economy. So half conservative, I would say. And if I'm right in the Davis Cup 4, Pharaon did win the 1v1 and lost the last 3 games. Let's see if it's gonna happen once again. It definitely can happen. So we've got Frankish, Huns, Korean and Saracen. With Tribal in the bottom right. And top left we've got Pharaon. Tribal side, the Frankish is pocket, that's a good point. And other side we've got Huns pocket, it's fair enough. So we've got Huns plus Korean aside, and Korean plus Frankish other side. Concerning the strategy, Pharaon can sometimes trash flank. It will happen, let's say, 15% of the time. One Pharaon can potentially trash. But the main strategy stay archers plus skirmishers and sometimes full skirmishers. Okay, let's say that red was found, but blue too. Yellow too, I mean. Oh, it looks like yellow is gonna trash. Regarding the so many villagers on stone. Yep, this is a trash, man. Trash by Pharaon. As I said, it happens sometimes. And the first tower is gonna be pretty safe, far from the opponents. And I've already got a battery for grey with the 2 lumber camps, which are gonna be pretty exposed. Yep, the 5th tower is both in a great position for Pharaon. And the opposite side, the game is pretty close. Skirmishers versus skirmishers. And villagers are trying to defend. Well, regarding the first two match, I would say that Pharaon is showing something great. After having lost 3-0 versus Illuminati and 3-1 versus Fomi, it looks like Pharaon is waking up in this tournament. It was time. Okay, but for some reason Tribal is taking the lead. As expected, the Tribal as Frankfish Pocket is doing a great job. 35 kill and 3 goals at this point. And the other side, Grey, is in a big trouble. It needs a new lumber camp in a safe position. I'm scared it won't happen. And yellow is close to research Castle soon now. And the game looks to be a 3v3 at this point. Red and Grey are in a bad shape, especially Grey. And Orange does have the +2 defense. And here we go for a good coordination between Grey and teal and green. And the game is pretty close. But team does have clear advantage on red. Okay, that's a critical point. Green is actually targeting the next opponent. Let's see if it works. And we've got the +2 defense for the green knight. And blue is 1 versus 2. I don't know why, but yellow looks to be very low pop, despite the fact that it did a great job versus gray. Maybe blue did kill a lot. I didn't focus more on this side. Okay, interesting. The Huns pocket for Pharaon is researching Imperial Age. So is the Frankish Tribal. Well, it's turning good, I would say, for Tribal, which is keeping pushing purple. It's actually working fine, preventing purple to build to train a decent army. And at the same time, Tyr is pushing yellow. And Paladins are coming for revenge pretty soon now. And for some reason, green is late in researching Paladins. It's actually, he has Cavaliers. Well, Gray is so close to resign. Unfortunately, he didn't save any villager. Okay, he didn't resign for some reasons, but it's zero punctuation. Okay, he just resigned. Okay, green does have Paladins. It's actually attacking yellow. Purple is really slowed down. It was beat by green and now Teal is pushing and green just switched the opponents, forcing orange to go back home to defend its town, but it's already so many damage. And Teal is researching the Imperial Age, so Pro is actually safe. It's slowly recovering 115 population. Okay, so this game was close, but I was pretty sure that Tribal is stronger than Pharaon in team games, just because it's more aggressive overall. I would say that the Thrush helped a lot Pharaon, but it was clearly not enough. Okay, purple is definitely dead. Well, not definitely, but 42 population after almost 1 hour of the game. He does have safety speed, but definitely not in a safe position. Bad location at this point. And this is a 1 versus 3, orange all alone. I definitely need to make an update for Pharaon because it tends to be a bit weak in Imperial Age for some reasons. It appeared clearly in this game. And so the score is 1-1. Yes, GG. Close one, in fact. So here we go for the 3v3. Okay, it's clearly a map in which we don't have any lake. It means that this Arabia is going to be comfortable for the AIs. Bottom and bottom right we've got Pharaon, and top we've got Tribal. Let's start with Tribal team. So we've got Britain flank, Teutonic pocket, and Viking flank. those civilizations are clearly good ones for allies in general, with precious bonuses in the early game. And other side we've got the Britain, which is pockets. So we clearly can expect a better boom for Pharaon as pocket. In general, Pharaon tends to be better in booming than Tribal, because Tribal just focus on training a lot of knights in the early Castle Age. And moreover, Pharaon being Britain is clearly an advantage. Despite the fact that being Teutonic as pocket, with the price of the farms is also a good bonus. Okay, while following yellow, I'm just curious to see the betting challenge concerning this match. Okay, Lieferison and Einstein bet a 2-2. Chizontos bet a 4-0 for Tribal. It's already a fail. And everyone else bet a 3-1 for Tribal. Interesting. Two can definitely happen, so it would be great betting for Leaf. Okay, it looks like both sides Tribal did manage to start to attack faster than its opponents, but both sides Pharaon is actually managing to counterattack. And we've got fletching for both. I'm just wondering how Promi did win the 1v1 versus Pharaon when I watched this game. Because Pharaon as flank is actually doing great, at least versus Tribal. Okay, blue is eventually recovering just because yellow is losing so many units from the knights, from the pocket. But blue will need to to manage that yellow's tower, to deal with it. And purple is clearly doing a great job versus blue. And Teal is so late at this point against the 8 skirmishes for red. And tonight, this 2 versus 1 is just outplaying Teal. In the other side, okay, interesting movement from green. It maybe can help green decided to attack the pocket, which is undefended at this point. Okay, it's attacking purple just because the closest enemy is out of the game. And Tribal is recovering in the score, slowly. So once again the game is close. Okay, I pretended that Pharaon as Briton should have a better boom than Tribal as Teutonic, but actually the faster in researching Imperial Age is gonna be the green player. And the game is gonna be a 2v2 at this point. Teal and yellow are almost dead boss. And red is researching Imperial Age, blue is far from this. He probably invested too much in the military to kill yellow. Oh well. Green keeping pushing, purple is eventually working pretty fine. Purple has no more to defend against a crazy amount of units from green. Green is full population. And yes, it's a 2v2. So purple is slowed down, but red is trying to push green now, forcing green to stop attacking purple. It's actually kind of working, I would say. Okay, blue is eventually researching the card age. It was to be played almost, well, 45 minutes. It's probably a game I should study because Pharaon was in a very good shape in the middle of the feudal age. Both of the flanks were dominating their opponents, and for some reasons Tribal managed to recover. So Pocket did a great job. But the score was clearly at the advantage of Pharaon in the feudal age. I think that harassment from green was too strong for purple, and purple isn't able to counter blue. And we've got Khalid Tectonic Knight for green, added to the Paladins. There is a statistic that I never check in capture rate is the kill made by each unit, as you can see in the back of the screen. Well, the game is clearly over, despite the fact that Red is actually trying hard to push green back. Oh, green does have 3 relics against 2 relics for purple. Hello, French Vipers fan. Welcome. Okay, GG. I would say that it's kind of weird for me to cast games with two of my AIs. It's like, hey man, look at this, look at my AIs, how good they are. I definitely prefer to cast games at least with one AI made by another scripter. Anyway, let's go for the last one. Tribal 1-2 is actually winning 2-1. But the good point is each single game is close. Okay, so most of the battles can potentially be true if the score is 3-1, and if we've got 2-2, Leif Erikson is gonna wrap points and have a great ranking in the betting challenge. Let's see. But it requires a tie. Well, what I suggest is I will cast this fourth game of the set, then I will take a break because I wanna hit. And Leif, do you wanna cast with me the next set, which would be Maya vs Seagull's Revenge after my lunch? I mean it's not a lunch, but it's my dinner. Just let me know. Anyway, I will cast the 2v2 first. Ghost plus Mongol, okay. Okay, in the left of the map we've got Pharaon, in the right we've got Tribal. So regarding the 1v1, Pharaon definitely does have a chance here. Especially if Pharaon decides to trash, because Tribal is not that good in defending against the trash. It can potentially attack the tower, but it needs to be detected fast enough. Okay, the first lumber camp for red is clearly in a safe place. Can't be closer to the border. Well, overall I would say that Pharaon does have a better map. Both of the tribal has gold in the front, which is definitely not good. That made a huge difference in the 1v1, if you remember. Tribal was prevented to get the access to the gold, and that way Pharaon managed to have a better economy in the early Castle Age, and that made Pharaon to win. Oh, there is a wolf which just can't attack the villager for some reason. Just stuck to the lumber camp. That's a bug. Okay, so both of the tribal research Feudal Age before its opponent, so as expected, Tribal is the first attacking. And the big difference between Pharaon and Tribal is the way it's triggering the attack. Pharaon tends to regroup its army just before starting the rush, while Tribal tends to send its units in a weird way. And of course, being the first attacking is sometimes not great, as you can see at the kill ratio. The villagers are doing a great job at this point. That way Tribal is gonna recover and does have actually the advantage in the military population. And Yellow does have a precious cover, but Tribal have rules. And once again, it's a pretty close game. But well, it looks like Blue is slowly taking advantage. It does have a better economy than its opponent and might be able to reach Castle soon now. Yep, okay, it's researching Castle Age. And same for Green. So Tribal is storing resources to get the elite skirmishers that might help Green to defend against Red. Yep, elite skirmishers is actually under research, and we've got one stable. Oh, a second tower by Pharaon in a good spot. That will prevent green to attack the opponent. More focused on the tower than the enemy's town. Okay, no benefits here from having researched the castle edge faster than its opponent eventually. And so did Jedwick in its game versus Burmy. It looks like Pharaon is doing a great achievement this time versus Tribal, making this group absolutely crazy. So close. And at this point, red is just eating green. And blue is just giving the feeling that Tribal still can win, but I'm not sure about this at this point. It's almost turning in 1v2 soon. And I'm really curious to see what Pharaon can do against Maya. Because if you study these different scores, Tribal won the 1v1 and the 2v2 versus Maya. Pharaon won the 1v1 and is winning the 2v2 versus Tribal. So what about Pharaon versus Maya? That's the big question. Okay, if you will join me for the next match, that's great. So as I said, I will take a small break just because I wanna get my dinner and then we can start, let's say, in 30 minutes after the end of this game, which is gonna be a 2-2, a tie. Red is in Imperial Age. As Gus, we can expect some Huskars. Yep. Okay, this Onager, this Mononel just killed 17 units before being destroyed. Let's say that that mangonel was clearly useful, but it was not enough. So Pharaon is making a better performance than in the Daily Step 4. Tribal won 3-1 versus Pharaon, this time it's a tie. It just means that the whole stuff I made for Pharaon is eventually working, at least versus Tribal. And I think that I just need to fix the team games to make Pharaon a bit stronger in team games, and Pharaon can definitely become a pretty good AI. So that's gonna be my next goal after this tournament, when I will have free time again. Okay, so I'll just update the brackets, and then I will take a small break